Yeah, here is the tool to help Bitcoin miners to help in the situation when they're dealing with a volatile power output. It could be sun, it could be wind. In this specific case, we have 1 megawatt run-of-river hydropower station, which you can see depends on the rain. And from season to season, we have, for example, here almost 40% of dry time where no power at all. So essentially, you want to answer the question, what is the most optimal amount of ASICs to install at that specific site with that specific power profile to get the most financial outcome. You can install 15 ASICs, for example, with 60% uptime, or you can install all 1 megawatt, which will be only running 20% of the time. And of course, you need to put some additional details in order to for the Monte Carlo to simulate this situation. What are those ingredients? The first, of course, is the mining itself, the price, the power settings. Another thing, everything is adjusted just like I do here. The most important part for financial analysis, of course, is your discount rate. So you can put it 10% in this case. Your operating costs. So in this specific case, we know that to run the hydropower station would bring 50,000 annual costs. And if there is any other upfront costs like container or anything else, you can put it in there. And that number of simulation you can put to 2,000. We can leave it for 200 now just to execute faster. Fleet steps, not so important. Projection years, let's do it 5 years projection plan. And the last part is the economic scenario, which either you can choose between bear, base, and bull market, or you can just set a custom. Let's do it very theoretical. Let's imagine the Bitcoin is not going to grow in price and the difficulty level stay at the 0, so it will stay the same over the next 5 years. Very theoretical situation. Let's say annual volatility here is calculated based on the previous year. In this case, 49. We can also just say it's no volatility involved. And we can run optimization, run simulation based on all these inputs, and it gives you the answer in a second, which is in this case advising 120 ASICs of that model would be the most optimal case. And obviously it gives you the highest NPV, but another part is the highest NPV at the least risky situation. Okay, here we have zeros just because we set the price and volatility doesn't matter. So they just by default choosing the most the highest NPV in this case. But sometimes it could be that it would select a bit lower NPV, but with a lower risk. The last part of the analysis is this executive summary where you can see the expected mining Bitcoin output in BTC, but also in dollars. And as you can see, the exchange rate is the same, as well as the difficulty as we set to 0, your operating costs and your cumulative cash flows. And all the description about the power output and the selected scenario. So I hope it will be useful.